Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me today. Today's going to be another paranormal story time. And if you guys like these, there is a whole playlist of these, so definitely go check them out. To get right into it, I'm actually going to be talking about the apartment. This is going to be another one of those extra stories. I told you guys I had a lot to talk about in those 4-part videos, and that there was just a lot to speak on. So I figured I'm going to share with you guys a few extra little mini stories. They're not going to be long, but they're a little something extra. As well as I am going to be having the one girl, Kathleen. She's going to be making a video talking about some of her experiences and more things that I didn't want to touch on unless she was comfortable. And most likely she's actually going to come on here and talk with me and do a video on it. So that will actually be pretty cool. I'm actually hoping she can find some pictures on her old phone of things. So that would be awesome as well. But to get into it today, we are going back to that apartment during the Ouija board story time. So if you guys have not watched those, definitely go back, watch those, then you guys will understand more on what's happening in this video. Alright, so this is just a mini story time. If you guys watched, you guys know that we had a lot of problems in that apartment. We had constant gas leaks, at one point electronics kept breaking, everything just kept breaking down. Yes, it was old, but some of the things in it weren't old. It was just constantly some sort of problem. So there was this guy that used to come in, and he was like the maintenance guy. Sadly, he quit shortly afterwards, which I feel really bad on. But he ended up coming up, and he had to fix our bathroom. It was getting weird with the pipes and all that. I don't know, something was weird with the sink pipes. And he had this box of tools, and he also had some random tools that were just kind of out. Mind you, the bathroom is all the way off the kitchen into that other half. And I am in the front room. And I'm in the actual front room. I am watching TV and all that. I'm not bothering him. I'm just home, kind of just watching, mind you, in the midst of everything creepy going on. But I had to be there so he could fix that and let him in and all that. So he's in there, and mind you, he's coming out a few times, and remember I have that sheet, and he kind of looks out a few times, and I thought it was kind of weird, because I'm thinking is he doing something weird, doing something, you up to something, you doing something funny? That's what I'm thinking at first. And it goes about 20 minutes, and he does do this 2 different times where he actually comes out and kind of peeks through, kind of semi-aggressively, and I'm thinking, okay, that's weird. It kind of just made me really uncomfortable, and I was kind of thinking he was up to something, not in a mean way, but that's what I thought. So, mind you, now it's been about 20 to 30 minutes, I'll say, that he's been there and fixing it. He then randomly comes out, okay, and he was an older fella too. He was probably in his 60s. He was pretty white and all that. So he was, yeah, maybe he might have been older. He was probably mid to late 60s. He comes busting out, okay. He is mad as all hell, and he comes out asking me. He's asking me if I am messing with him, pretty much. Well, he asked if I was effing with him, and I'm looking at him because, mind you, I'm still just sitting down watching TV. I'm just sitting there. The only time I went out there one time was to just get a drink out of the kitchen and kind of just peek real quick to make sure everything was good. But for the most part, I was just out there, not even bothering him, not even saying anything. Especially because I just wanted to also double check and go out there just to see, because he was peeking out there 2 different times. But he comes out there being like, "Are you messing with me?" And I'm thinking, what are you talking about here? You know, and he's getting aggressive, and he's just looking at me, well, and then he starts saying something about how when he's in there, he keeps on going to lean back, and his tools are getting moved and getting touched, and he said something about the one wrench. Yeah, that's a wrench, yeah. I had to think about that, how it was a one wrench. He went to look for it, and how it was right there on the side of the sink, and then all of a sudden it was out in the kitchen, and it was on the counter, and he was literally mad at me. He was angry at me, are you messing with me? And I'm thinking no, dude, I'm literally not doing anything to you, you know. And I'm thinking is that why you're coming out here? What are you talking about? Because I really had no clue what he was talking about at this moment in time. And he got so pissed, and he's like, no, he's something's not right, He ended up grabbing all of his stuff, all his tools. He didn't end up fixing my sink. Another guy ended up coming up, and then he fixed it, and then I'm going to get to that in a second, but he just ended up leaving, and he never came back ever again, by the way, to fix our apartment. But then the one guy, because mind you, the landlord and all that, and all the maintenance people and all that, they all worked next door, and they all were right there next door to this apartment. So it was all always right there. So my apartment, all the people and all that. So another guy comes up, and he ends up knocking on the door, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm actually pretty sure the guy's name was Bob. That's actually funny. I'll keep his name because I don't think anybody will know, so whatever. But his name was Bob, and he ended up coming up, and, you know, I don't know this guy's name who came up, but he's like, hey, he's like, yo, he's like, you got Bob freaked out. Mind you, we saw them a lot. We lived there already for a few years. We knew a lot of the guys that, like, were over there, worked over there, and we seen them all the time. So he's like, yo, he's super freaked out. Like, I have to come up and finish, like, fixing your sink. And I'm thinking, like, what? Like, mind you, I'm not thinking at the time the paranormal thing. I'm thinking, like, wow, he thinks, like, I'm, like, an asshole, pretty much. But, and then the guy ends up saying something as he's fixing it, and he's kind of talking to me and all that, and he was pretty nice. He was actually really cool. It's a shame that he ended up quitting, too, but not because of me, but just because of a shitty job. But he was just kind of talking to me for a minute, being like, yo, he was like mad creeped out. He's like, he thought you were messing with him, but like, he said, like, literally, he's like putting stuff and he knew that you weren't coming in, and it was literally just getting moved around and he couldn't understand it, and then it like really creeped him out. So he ended up like going over there being like, there's something creepy in their house. So even he had an experience, but this is kind of just a random story. But yeah, the guy was pretty much just like, yo, like, he got really creeped out. And I'm like, yo, but I made sure, like, I'm like, yo, he knows I'm not doing it, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, he then realized that you're not coming in. Somehow it's just getting, suddenly it's just there and then moved somewhere else. Like, he didn't see it move, but suddenly it would just be moved. But yeah, just a quick little extra story time there. I figured you guys would have fun with that, but that was it for that one. But it did bother me at first, because I was thinking, like, yo, did he think I was messing with him? And then at first he did, and then he realized, like, alright, there's something weird going on here, something creepy, and then he was straight outie. And I know he said, like, a few of the guys were, like, busting on him, like, yo, like, there's nothing, it's fine, it's fine. That guy who ended up fixing this thing, he didn't say anything. He was talking to me while he was doing it, because, like I said, he was a nice guy, so I was, like, in the doorway of the bathroom while he was just kind of fixing it. He just came up with one wrench, and he just fixed it all real quick and finished up what the guy was doing. But he was like, yo, he's so creeped out right now. I was, like, thinking, like, what? And he said how, like, all the other work buddies were busting on him, but, yeah, that was it for that one. I never heard anything else on that, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. That's like kind of a little mini here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please be sure to subscribe. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.